I was asked about how my MS is doing, so I thought there was so much going on, and I didn't want to, like, I didn't really want the MS to be a part of the videos because I don't really think it's that relevant for you to understand your own life. So the videos are intended to simply communicate with you that it's possible for you in your life to live free, to live your sincere self, to accept yourself for who you are. That being said, I've been on quite an interesting journey, because what happened was I was working in Austria and found out that I could live in Barcelona while continuing my work in Austria. And while I was working here in Spain, I got very sick. So I have an aggressive form of MS, and they've clearly not recognized some of the symptoms that I've had in Austria, because it's a weird version of MS. And like they always said to me, that is not an MS symptom. And as far as I know, MS is the sickness with a million different faces. So they were obviously neurological problems and visual problems. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I didn't realize that it made a difference in the bureaucratic system for them to not diagnose me with MS, because that entails an automatic I can only think of the disability, invalidez in Spanish. That's the only thing I could think of. So I didn't realize this. I asked them about this because I work on, like, I look after myself. I can't rely on my parents. I can't rely on my family at all. So I needed to make sure that I'm gonna be safe by myself. And 2 years later, I had one MS flare after the other in Spain, and I couldn't actually leave because I was very sick. And I can't believe I made videos during that time. Anyway, they put me on a new treatment that is, as it turns out, very expensive. So I'm in a trial in Barcelona. I went back to Austria because of bureaucratic reasons, because they're paying my sick leave, blah, blah, blah. And they told me I cannot be in Spain. But while this treatment exists in Austria, I'm not a well-paying... Well, they say that it's universal healthcare, that everybody receives the same treatment. But as it turns out, this treatment is very expensive, and in Austria they wouldn't give it to me. So luckily for me, my doctor in Austria was very honest with this, and he couldn't tell me directly what's going on, but I was allowed to ask him direct questions. And my question was, he's my doctor, he treats me in Austria. And I said, so you have this treatment in Austria and you give it to MS patients? Yes. So if I go back to Austria, will I receive this treatment? No. With my current health condition, do you think it would be a good idea for me to continue this treatment in Spain? Yes. And I was like, okay, I understand. So in Austria it exists for rich people, not for me. So even though I need it, they won't give it to me for financial reasons. So I keep saying being poor is killing me quicker, and it's becoming very evident now. And now I've managed to convince the Austrian agency that they need to let me continue this treatment in Spain. And because of the financial issues, I'm in a trial, so I think the trial is paying for the medication. So that now they're allowing me to stay in Barcelona, even though every single person I asked, and I've been asking for 2 years, have been telling me, no, this is impossible. But I understood my health concerns, understood what would be best for my health, And I insisted and I insisted and I insisted. And I sort of tricked them, because I told them, okay, I'm in Austria. I'm receiving money in Austria. And when the date of my treatment came, I just went, I wasn't really, like, I'm just going. I didn't sign the paper for the next payment, because it said I'm not allowed to be in a foreign country. So I delayed that, went to a foreign country, got the treatment, because that was my main, like, the most important thing for me. I didn't care what the consequences, even if I had to pay it from my own pocket, I knew I needed this treatment. So I went, did it, then called them and said, hey, I just received this treatment in Spain, and I'm in Spain now. Can we do something? And luckily, the man on the other end of the phone in Austria was very understanding and very kind, and they've now made it possible for me to continue my treatment here in Spain. So I'm very happy about that. And there's a, like, this is just like the I'm using the, like, the treatment that was like a convenient, like, accident, that this is not possible in Austria, but it's possible in Spain. For me personally, I know that the sun is really important, and it's sunny here almost every day. It's raining now, but it's like I can still go outside today on a rainy day in Barcelona and sit in the sun probably. And vitamin D is very important for my health. So, and also movement. I think movement is the most important thing. And yeah, to be honest, of course it's a struggle. I've got an aggressive form of MS. My life has changed massively in the last 2 years, and I'm now limited by my physical boundaries, so they're pretty evident. I'm still climbing, I'm still skating, I'm trying my best to, everything I'm losing, I'm trying to work against. So it's like going to the gym every day, and that's what I'm trying to learn Spanish to keep the mind going. It would be so easy to just, I wake up in pain every day. I have severe back pain, it's nerve pain as well as muscular pain. I can't see very well. There's so many things that would keep me from doing things, but I feel like as soon as I stop, I'm slowly gonna die. So I'm just gonna fight against it, and every day I wake up, it's try and get breakfast in me. It's hard to eat, I'm not very hungry, I don't have really, it takes me like almost 2 hours to eat my breakfast sometimes, but it's like a routine, not a routine, but I need to eat before I can do sports. And then I go and do sports, and luckily as soon as I'm warm, my back pain subsides massively. So it's like the equivalent of half, like, of my painkiller, which is diazepam, which is extremely strong. So I don't think about the different, like, I'm still doing my best to try, and all I ever say is, I just need to get there. I just need to get there. And then it's a struggle. I usually don't talk much, and of course taking a shower is now an effort. And before I used to go climbing, shower, skateboarding, shower, out, drinking, whatever. And now it's one thing a day, and sometimes if it's a doctor's visit, that's all I can do, more or less. Maybe go to the skate park, like, a little bit, but I'm completely drained. Yeah, it's a different thing. I used to love concerts. Now if I go to a concert, that's like the only thing I can do for the day, because then I'd be too tired, and after the concert I'm exhausted. I still go and I still love it. I know it's dangerous because my immune system is obviously very weak, so every time I go in a big crowd, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of the danger, and when I get a cold, I get an MS flare, more or less. So of course life has changed, but there's nothing I could do but still appreciate the fact that, first of all, I'm alive. Second of all, I'm getting medical treatment for free. It's limited, and I don't compare to before. So if I compared to before, I'd be screwed. I wouldn't be alive, simply. When I got the diagnosis, I didn't... Who would have expected that it would be that aggressive anyway? You know, there's like many things where I go like, well, that's the worst case scenario. Well, that's the worst case scenario, and now I laugh about it because I go, well, my friend died of in an avalanche at the age of 28, so I've got almost 10 years on him, and like, he didn't deserve that. There's no reason for him to go like that. And like, I would probably rate him as a more valuable person for our culture, our society. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Like, it's like a lottery. And yes, I have MS, but I'm still alive. It could have been a brain tumor and I'd be dead by now. Philip, rest in peace. Like, he was my second cousin. He was 26, had a brain tumor, fell over and died. And so I don't compare my life to what it used to be, or what it could be, or what it should be. It's just, I'm still alive. Despite everything, despite the consequences, despite the sickness, despite... It doesn't make any difference. Like, yes, so... Like, it's sort of like, I always pick out the positives and I go like, oh, luckily I got injured so much while I was snowboarding and skateboarding, because I used to do a lot of rehab, so I know what it's like to rehab. So every time I get the treatment, I'm doing rehab like a physiotherapist. So it's hard. I know it's hard. It hurts. It's difficult when you can't see, man. Like, how am I? I go to the climbing gym, and I'm not sure if it's going to be possible, but I still go and I still try. And so now I'm going like, oh, lucky I got injured so much. And there's like many things I could say that you just value the small things, and what difference does it make that I don't have the energy that I had? Like, I can still skateboard, I can still climb. Like, that's none of my doctors would believe that, nor encourage it. Climbing, yes, but the skateboarding, I'm always, every time I skate, and like, I don't skate well anymore. I don't have much energy. I can't do much anymore. Like, it's a very different type of skateboarding now. But if I can just do one little ollie somewhere and get away with it, that now to me is just like, wow, unbelievable. With the highs and the dizziness and the issues with the equilibrium. I don't talk about it and I don't say it, I don't tell people about it, but there's a lot of factors that are speaking against me skateboarding. But I'm a knucklehead. No, it makes me happy. And watching skateboarding is meditation. Skateboarding is meditation. And I like it. It's like the harsh way of progressing, because you fall a lot. And we need to... Some of us like don't even have the guts to try anything where they may fall. And in skateboarding, it's a normal thing. We laugh at each other for falling. And it's not embarrassing, it's not humiliating, it's not a fail, it's just a normal part of it. And if we could see life as this as well, and it's the same with the MS. If I go like, okay, today I'm feeling a little bit tired because I did this and this yesterday, I'm happy about how much I got done, you know? Like, I exhausted my body enough to be tired today. It's a different way of, it's just a different viewpoint, a different way of seeing your life. I used to pick at the negatives. That was my environment. That's what I grew up in. So that came not natural. I don't think it was natural. But if everybody does it around you, you copy, you imitate, you do the same. So all the voices in my head were the negative voices that weren't even mine. So I didn't want them anymore. I wanted to be the sincere self that I am. And that's it. So thank you very much for asking. And yeah, I still sneak in the most important message, even though I'm whining about the MS. No, it's fine. It's just the way it is. Like, what am I going to do if I wish that I didn't have it? I'd be miserable. If I compare to what it was, I'd be miserable. If I imagine not, like, trying to find blame or be angry at why did they do this, maybe this is why it happened. And, like, I could blame my parents, of course, if I wanted to, but that's, why waste my energy on that? I need all my energy to live. I need all my energy to do the small things I can do in life now. And I'm fine with it. It's, yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah, thank you very much for asking. And sorry if you have a friend that struggles with MS, please do not use me as a reference. I'm trying, like, this is how I feel about my life experience. This is how I'm trying to express that even though this is a struggle, physically, mentally, in every way, this illness I would not wish upon anybody. And the worst thing is, the most sensitive and kind people have it. And I am sure, by everything that I've heard, where people go like, oh yeah, they look normal, you can't even see that they're sick. And now I know, no, they just don't want to complain. They don't want to let you know how hard it is just to come here, how hard it is to listen to you talking about this, how they are making an effort not to complain about what they struggle with every single day. And the threat of an MS flare-up, for me, the flare-up felt like I was dying. So anybody with living with MS, show them kindness, be gentle, and they need your love. They don't need drama, conflict. Just, if you just there, you don't need to do much, but never, ever assume that they're okay just because they look fine. I look fine. I always have better outcomes with the doctor's office when they see my medical history versus when they see me in person. When they see me in person, they go, oh, she looks fine. If they read my radiology report, they go like, oh my god. So why would I want to talk about my pain that I have every day? Why would I want to tell you about the struggles that I have that you can't help me with? It's when we say like, oh, I'm really exhausted, I'm really tired, and people say like, oh yeah, me too. I always want to, like, I just shake my head and I don't say anything, but I know what it used to be like to feel tired. I know what it used to be like to party all weekend and not sleep and feel tired. This exhaustion, this tiredness, it's completely different. It's like you can't move your body. It feels like almost like you have a temperature, that kind of tired. It's a different thing. And the confusion and dizziness and brain fog, like, it's really hard to deal with, and you don't want to bring more drama or more stress, so you don't complain about it. They just suck it up, and that's it's terrible. It's sad. But if you have a friend who has MS, just all I can say is, like, please be compassionate, and please just, you know, keep it chill, keep it relaxed, and you won't believe the difference you'll make for that person. It's hard to live with this every day, and if you can show this kindness, this generosity, this love to somebody close to you, just, you know, ask them and say, like, tell me, what do you have to deal with? I know you look fine, but I'm sure it's like you have some things that are hard, and it'll be invaluable to the person that you love. So please don't use me as an example. I'm like the jolly little, I don't know, like, it's stupid how easy it is for me to deal with it now. And the only reason is because I listened to Krishnamurti, and he helped me accept myself as I am. And accepting myself as I am entails MS, entails my brain damage, entails the pain. That's who I am now. That's it. In this moment, that's it. I don't need to think about the future, luckily, because that's scary. It's just every day, day by day. Or as they say in Spain, poco a poco. So bit by bit. And I just do what feels right for my body. I eat healthy, I exercise, I don't drink, I don't take drugs anymore, and except mushrooms. The life is very different, and it's really hard to explain, and so I'm not the voice for MS. I'm not your typical patient, but it's hearing from so many people, like, oh yeah, they look fine. To me, it's just so violent. It's like, yeah, just because they look fine, did you even ask how they feel? Did you even ask what they struggle with? So I just wanted to comment on that. And yeah, if you're struggling with MS, and I know I get lots of messages, and thank you very much for asking, Mike, top of my head. You've really helped me a lot. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride, and I think now I'm settling into the whatever it is that daily life brings. I'm pretty happy with whatever, regardless. It'll be fine. Well, I'm gonna die like everybody, but who knows what happens. Thank you very much for asking and listening, and much love to you, and much love to anybody that's struggling with this. And please talk about it. There's no, like, suffering in silence is not good for us. Like, find someone you trust and tell them. It's not complaining, it's not whining, it's not being the victim. It's sharing your feelings. And it's not, you don't need, if you find the right person, it's not attention seeking. It's, we're human and we have feelings, and especially if you have MS, like, we need to make sure that we don't have any tension on us, no more stress. We've probably had more than enough. So this is it. Now, time to just live true to yourself. Sincerely you. That's it. No more ideas, no more beliefs, no more comparisons, no more violence, no more conflict with reality. Thank you very much for listening. Talk to you soon. One love.